Hello viewers, and welcome to the first stream of what will be the new season, Season 4 at eSeniors. So today, this is a bit of a test stream. Make sure all my volume levels are done, you can all hear me clearly, the stream quality is good and things like that. But I will be going through the race and doing my usual commentary and discussions and stuff like that if required. Taking place at Bathurst. It's rather overcast at Bathurst today compared to yesterday, so it does present a slightly different challenge in relation to tyre wear and stuff. The race yesterday was really good, a couple of incidents which is expected at Bathurst, but all in all pretty good race, really enjoyed it. So I've decided today not to go on track and just to give the other races a bit of fun actually. We've got quite a large grid today, 31 drivers, so I think it's fair to say chaos will ensue at some point, and I'll have to keep my button on that replay cover just in case to make sure I can keep up to action of what's going on. But without further ado, qualifying has just got underway. We'll go to qualifying and I'll try and do my usual job of keeping up with what's going on. Quick hello to the chat. Hi Natty, hi Willie, hi Peter, welcome and thanks for watching. If you observe any problems with anything during the stream, please let me know. It's a great opportunity for me to get everything correct for the new season. Hi Laszlo, welcome. We'll start with picking one of the drivers and we'll do a lap with them. So a couple of guys were pretty quick before. Fraser Rostance, for example, was doing a lightning lap. So I'm going to jump on board with Fraser and I'm going to do my usual my lap guide. I am going to switch the driver. I'll leave the driver names on because there's a lot of new drivers with us this season, and I think people will probably be interested in knowing which drivers are who. So you can see I've just got Dear Love's name popping up in front there. So I don't normally have the drivers' names on, so that's purely for this and for the benefit of everybody else. So just driving with Fraser, you can see he's easing off. He's probably going to get himself a bit of a gap. Mike Dear Love in front. Is certainly not as quick. He's definitely quick, but he's not as quick as Fraser. I think Fraser will catch him. So Fraser is now coming up to the pit straight, and the first corner is the left-hander, and it's called Hell Corner. And believe me, it was almost hell yesterday. He's looking to brake after the 100 marker. He'll break down. He'll have a change into second or first, depending on the car, and he'll get the power down. Again, this is quite a good straight. If you get a good corner out of there, you can pass. And this is called the mountain straight because actually it leads to the mountain. But it does dip first. And this little dip here can sometimes unsettle the car if you've got your setup wrong. If you're braking after the 100, just before the 50, getting down into second gear usually, and get the power on quite early. This is into Quarry Bend. And he'll up the power, he'll get the car to the right-hand side. He'll enter into the corner, into the cutting. Then he'll put the brakes on. Take the corner as close as possible and get the power on as soon as possible. And then this will take him into Griffin's Mount. And then Reed Park. He'll then keep going and come into Sulman Park. And then McPhillamy Park. He's just hit the wall there, so that'll damage his time a little bit. Skyline. Oh, he's got really sideways. And then he'll come into the S's beyond that. You can see he's really struggling with his car now, so unfortunately it's not going to be a good lap. And then into the dipper. He'll carry on going down, get into the right-hander, get the car to the right, get it drifting to the left. And this is Forest's Elbow. And you're looking for a good drive onto the straight here. And this Conrod straight, in some of the cars you're looking at 173 mile an hour. He's bailed on that one, so I'll pick someone else who we can go along with. So Mark Christopher, we'll jump on board with Mark Christopher, and I'll do a similar sort of lap. So yeah, apologies for that one. Fraser was looking good before. He bailed on that one. He obviously made a bit of a mistake. So Mark Christopher, let's see how he's looking. He's just done a 2:04.8, so a good lap. He's into Hell Corner here. You see very similar angles to Fraser. He'll get the power down, and the Aston is a quick car on the straight. Now, thing I noticed yesterday, Fraser's in the Aston, and you may notice there's an engine difference. That's because I think Fraser is in the 12-cylinder version, not the V8. So I think I saw this yesterday as well. Rob Hupier was in the V12, and he was flying. I don't know whether there's a thing with the V12 on this. where it just seems to be a little bit quicker. It's come to Griffin's Mount now. And obviously Reed Park. Solomon Park. Going up to McPhillinery Park, which is where we got to before. And he's going to come down to Skyline. It's tricky a little bit here. Get your braking points right, and then into the S's. Obviously why it's named the S's. And then into the Dipper. He'll then come down to the right-hander. As I said, get the car to go left eventually, and this will take him into Forest Elbow, trying to get the power down. He's gone a little bit wide there. He's lost a little bit of time as a result of that going wide, and he's now to the Conrod Straight. So the Aston will do about 173 on the Conrod Straight, the V8 version. The BMW only manages 170, so the Aston's got a massive speed benefit on this straight and will pass the BMW without a shadow of a doubt. So these now come up to the chase, and then he'll brake into the chase, and then he'll come up to what is Murray's Corner, which is a left-hander, braking after the 100-metre marker, and get the car to come in over the curb on the left a little bit and get the power down as soon as possible. And that is looking like a 2:04.7. So even though we did lose a little bit of time there, that lap was actually quicker. So that's a really good lap. We've had a couple of contacts already on track. UPA and Kevin Torrance look like they've come together. Obviously it's only qualifying. It still affects their SA. Now Branko was very quick yesterday. Branko Beziak was in the 2:03s. He's already done a 2:03.2. So he's looking really, really quick. And for some reason, it's not showing correctly on my timing charts, which is going to really throw me out a little bit. So he's actually showing on here as being in third place, which is not, we know, his first place. And I don't think I can change that. So what I might have to do is come out a second. So let me disconnect. And let me reconnect. And hopefully it'll rectify itself and I'll be able to see everything. Right, now it's working correctly. Okay, it might have been because we've reset the server and a couple of new users have come on since, so I'm going to put it down to that, although not necessarily to that. 31 drivers. Branko is behind, but he's struggling now behind Mr. Dearlove, so he's not going to better his lap. Ricard's gone into the sand trap, and Mark Rogers has either bailed or has been hit, so consequently his lap's over. I'm going to jump on with Lars. I know Lars can do the 2:03s because I was on track with him yesterday. So let's see what Lars does. Quick back to the chat. Okay, so someone's saying, Peter's saying the sound's skipping, but Petrie's saying it's fine. Ah, right, the car audio's cutting out. Yeah, I've got it so it lowers the volume of the car. What I might do is turn the car sound down a little bit more, just to make it a little bit easier. So let me find the car. Well, actually, whoever spotted that, well done, because there's no sound from the car. So just hold on, let me see why I've got no sound from the car. My desktop audio. So these are the sound problems I wanted to try and find. There you go. So you're all going to get absolutely deafened now, I reckon. Let me see. Are you getting sound? Now can you hear the sound of the car better? Please say. Is that clearer for the car? Right, brilliant. Thank you. So these are exactly the technical issues I wanted to get addressed today, so you're really helping me. Okay. So Dimitri's joined, Petrie's joined, hi guys. Terry's joined, he's just spectating tonight. Chris has joined, hi Chris. Yeah, 2:04.3, I've managed a 2:04.1 now, so I think I'm keeping up with you now a little bit, Chris. I have managed to do a 2:03 as well, but I can't do it every time. Can't hear you now, I'm deaf. Sorry Peter. Well, never mind. Let me put back the best lap time back on again so you can see what the lap times are showing up as. So you can see quite clearly there. There's been another incident with Mark Christopher and Pescia. They've come together. So Christopher's out a little bit. Branko's got a spoiled lap here, so that's not going to count. So at the moment we've got Branko and Mark Rogers both in the 203s. We've got Fraser and David Gerrard both in the 203s, and then Chris Bourne in the 203.8s. So certainly 203s is looking like the lap time to have. Lars is going to be in the 203s at some point as well. So Lars, who's in the McLaren, he's currently 2/10 up. So that's going to put him just into the 203s. Mount Kerfuffle, is that what it is, Dimitri? Mount Kerfuffle. There's always a kerfuffle at the Mount. That's exactly what it is. It's all problematic. In fact, we've got another driver just joined, so we're up now to 32. Mr. Lingham's just joined. Wow, if it wasn't chaos before, it's going to be chaos now. Oh. Wow. Yeah, I've still got a couple of cars going off. I'm just replying to Pete Stepani, who's asking a question in Discord. Right, that's that sorted. Say multitasking. Who say men can't multitask? That'd be them blasted women, wouldn't it? Anyway. Right, so. Okay. Let's keep an eye on things, because obviously we've got what's name. A couple of cars now struggling a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely a different Aston Martin. We've got someone there who's in a Lamborghini. So again, I need to find out who's in the Lamborghini. I'm going to change this and put the car brand on, the manufacturer, so we can quite clearly see who's on there. Interestingly, no one's in the Bloatley, or no one at the top's in the Bloatley anyway, because they weren't allowed to use the... Oh, yes there is. They've put a B in there now, so they've actually got approval to use the Bentley logo. Woohoo! The Bentley logo, I don't know if you know, was missed out because they didn't have permission to use it. It is a dodgy track, Chris. Yeah, I can't believe I actually made 45 minutes and didn't even brush the wall once. I will say though, I did have a is it called a brown moment? I'd just come off the mountain bit and I was coming down the bottom bit, and I kind of lost control, and I started to spin, held it, started to spin the other way and held it. And when I come out the corner at the bottom, I was 2/10 up. So impressed. I think that's how you take that corner. I know it's not how you take the corner, but I got down the hill quicker than I normally would, and it weren't going straight. And it warmed my tyres up really well as well, I must admit. So it was quite interesting. Okay. So we've got 2 minutes left. Chris Bourne is currently pole with a 203.1. Branko, Bezjak and Chris Bourne's going to be really an interesting race, because they're both quick drivers, and Fraser's there as well. I'll tell you what, there's going to be 2 banks of hard racing here, and both banks are going to consist of 3 or 4 drivers. This is going to be a hell of a start, and we're now up to 33 drivers. Wow. On this track, even though it's a big track, that's still a lot of cars. You can see it's spread out quite a lot though on the track map on the right, so it's not the end of it. Oh god, that's ruined his bonnet. You don't want to be doing that. Let's jump on board with Neil. Not seen Neil on track for a while actually. Yeah, Chris, you did the same earlier. I'll tell you what, Chris, it's a great feeling when you come out the other side. You think, God, I got away with that. And then you get on the straight ring. Calm down, calm down. Oh, sorry for laughing. It did tickle me yesterday, actually, while I was racing. I had to try and keep focused. Otherwise, I'd have been in the wall again. Anyway, yeah. We've got 1 minute to go. Neil's gone very wide there. He's decided to give it up as well. I think someone else yesterday decided to go down the final bit before the chase and take out the markers, so nobody knew where to brake. I was quite fortunate because I don't brake based on the markers. I brake based on distance, so it didn't really affect me, but you could see everyone else starting to miss the braking points. But yeah, that was really nice of someone to do that. And the race before, I think they did it as well. They did it in different parts of the track, and it just does throw your braking off a little bit. Yeah, Martin Bailey's one of the racers. He's joined us this season as well. I've been speaking to Martin quite a lot in the chat. Direct messaging. Really nice bloke. He's very impressed with what he's seen so far of eSeniors. So I think if we can start attracting people who are decent drivers, which he is, I think the group's definitely getting the better people out there. Still got 1 or 2 instances yesterday where we need to look at and keep an eye on a couple of the new drivers. They're not really doing the respect that eSeniors require, but we'll keep an eye on that. This is a great lap by Martin. He's going to be well impressed with that. 2:04.9. Yeah, he's going to be so pleased with that. He'll jump in the pits now and probably do a little bit of a celebration. And if you watch this back later, Martin, big up to you. So Dimitri's just said, Woody? No, he's working, unfortunately. Or I believe he's working. I can't see him on track. And I think we're just waiting. How many cars are out at the moment? So we've got a few minutes left yet. And Terry saw 3 Aston spin there after the long straight left-hander. Same point, maybe an Achilles heel for them. I think that's down to setup, Terry. There's parts of this track where as you go up, the back becomes really light. If you're running left swing to go down the straight, you really need to be aware of it, otherwise the car is going to spit you out. And that's probably what you've seen. Wood doesn't take out the markers. He, if he goes wide, he does. He did that for a joke the other day in the Cops and Robbers game, because he thought if he takes that out, it's going to be a benefit to everybody else. But I don't think he does it intentionally, not in a race anyway. If he consistently did that in a race, he'd receive a punishment. So I think he's, yeah, that was a bit of fun. And the Cops and Robbers one was fun for those who took place in it. The liveries were brilliant. And seeing streams of cars going up the straights was absolutely hilarious. It was like the police were giving chase. It really did look like a scene out of a crime drama or something. It was absolutely brilliant. All these Decepticons going up the straight. Right, we've still got a couple of cars out. See if we can find one of the cars to jump on board with. Car 701 is Derek Bird. So Derek's coming out of the final straight. Car 67. And I'll be back after this short break.